Are you considering a move out here to California? If the answer is yes, you've come to the right place. I lived in California my entire life, and I also work with clients from all over the globe. So when they're moving here to California, I understand exactly what expectations they have and the challenges they have while working to move their lives out here. For all these reasons, I've decided to put this video together. In this video, I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know while you're researching and figuring out whether you want to move to or settle in California or not. Hey everyone, Spencer Sue here, your tech world to the Bay Area. So what exactly do you think of when you think of California? The first things that come to mind are probably sunny beaches, palm trees, beautiful weather, maybe some earthquakes, wildfires, a high cost of living. No matter what comes to mind, the fact is that there is a lot to unpack here. So let me go ahead and break it down for you. You're going to want to make sure you stick around until the end of this video so you can soak up all of this critical information from a local that will help you get a ton of information for your own research. First and foremost, you really need to decide whether you want to be in Northern California or Southern California. There's a very big difference between the two. You need to pick a side as this is critical to get right. Obviously, you're going to need to break it down either at county, city, and neighborhood, but you can do that much later. But then again, they're not too far away from one another. A flight is easily 45 minutes away. For me, the most significant difference between the two areas is actually going to be industries and job opportunities. While remote work has allowed flexibility with certain industries more than others, there is also a reason why it's still very difficult to change culture and habits. Most in the Bay Area are here due to employment and income opportunities, especially when it comes to tech, biotech, and finance. If you work in entertainment, such as TV shows, YouTube, Hollywood, video gaming, aerospace, arts and music, Southern California has a lot of opportunities and has a lot of density of work there. The second thing though is the weather. So a lot of people decide between Northern California and Southern California if you like it cooler or warmer. So Northern California is generally going to be cooler. You'll still have easily over 300 days of sunshine, but maybe you'll get an extra 2 weeks of cloud and rain versus Southern California. So you won't feel as hot all the time. Now, the further northeast you go, the summers tend to get hotter and the winters colder. And you may actually occasionally get some snow, but we're talking about more the Sierra, closer to Sacramento. Geographically, Southern California is closer to the equator, which lends itself to a warmer climate. And that's why San Diego is pretty much in the 60s and 70s all year round. The next thing I want to discuss is the cost of living in California. A lot of people talk about this all the time. Now, the biggest factor of cost of living is housing. The main reason why it's so expensive is because of several things: regulations, labor is more expensive, cost, and the aspect of NIMBYism across the board. The cost of building new homes and apartments paired with those average incomes of people here have allowed housing to be some of the highest in the country. The key about this though is the job you are doing and what percent of your income is going towards housing versus another area. This is one of the many factors considered before making the move here. Also, which areas are more likely for housing price to increase? Which areas have good jobs and opportunities for career to also increase in compensation? While the absolute dollar amount is higher, which is a better investment for your portfolio? Run these numbers and understand the full picture, as California does remain a beacon of opportunities around the globe for a reason. Related to the cost of living is also taxes. If you're a high earner, which is often the case amongst those moving here for a job, you can expect to pay between 8 to 9.3% every year for your California state tax. If you own a home, there are property taxes too. The increase of this is different though due to Prop 13. Prop 13 caps how much your property tax will increase by 2% a year. So if the value of your home goes up 10% in 1 year, in other states you'll be paying an assessed value of 110% of what you buy your home for. But with a cap of 2%, you'll be only paying 102%. This is very important as it's compounding. The next thing worth mentioning is that people consider a lot of the main cities in California to be overcrowded. However, these aren't concrete jungles like New York with 8 million people. The metropolis, that is LA, has 4 million people. And the next three cities drop significantly, with San Diego at 1.4 million, San Jose at 1 million, and San Francisco at 880,000. Even though certain cities may feel crowded, if you simply drive east by 15 minutes, most of those cities, my bet is that the city and the area is a whole lot quieter, so they're not as massive as you may think. The next thing I want to go over is transportation. Public transportation is more notable in San Francisco and the greater Bay Area. You can get away with not owning a car in San Francisco especially. In Southern California, the options for public transit are just much more limited, and this can be seen through all the highways that were built and some really intense traffic jams. Many people have to commute into the job hubs, and the suburbs aren't nearly as well connected via public transit as they are in the Bay Area. Another thing to point out is that many of the industries in Southern California more frequently require employees to be in a physical office settings. So in the Bay Area, where a lot more people are in tech, there's a lot more flexibility to work from home to begin with, which actually significantly reduces the traffic congestion on the roads. Nevertheless, for most places outside of SF, a car is required. Oh, and probably get an electric one, as gases are some of the highest in California, and there are incentives for electric owners. Moving on to the second to last thing on my list, which has to do with some hazards associated with living in California, usually wildfires, and occasionally you'll get some earthquakes. Mostly nothing major. But who knows when the next big earthquake may be. People have been waiting and expecting it for some time. Wildfires, on the other hand, man, they do happen every year, and they seem to only get worse and worse as we continue to have these record droughts. These fires often burn acreage that is mostly undeveloped and usually don't impact any of the main structures and residences, but when they do, they are very devastating and they prompt huge evacuations. Though, to be fair, 99% of California homes aren't ever affected, but there may be some smoky and hazy days depending on the winds and where those fires are at. And the last thing to know about living in California that ranks among the most important is that your friends, they're going to want to visit. They're going to really want to visit, because let's be real. If you have somebody or you have friends that are in California, everybody wants to be in California. Where they want to actually live there or not is a different matter, but everybody loves being in California. So a lot of friends are actually going to want to come out and visit you. This is both a really good thing and can cause a lot of anxiety. It's great since you'll be able to see them and hang out with them in your new favorite places, but it also means you're going to be probably hosting a lot of them, which is a little bit of a love-hate relationship. All right, so there you have it. My list of needs to knows before moving out here to California. Let me know any questions you might have about moving to California by leaving a comment down below. Which do you agree or disagree with? Is there anything that I was missing? I'd love to hear from you. If you're looking to buy or sell anywhere in California, my team would love to be your trusted real estate resource. So be sure to call or text us at 408-547-4590. And before you leave, hit the subscribe button, as I'm putting out new videos multiple times a week about life here in the Bay Area. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one.